Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Happy Little Yarn. It is March 8th, 2020, and it's a Sunday, beautiful here in Leesburg, Georgia, where it is 58 degrees at 12:30 p.m. My name's Amie, and thank you for taking some time to chat about knitting with me. That's what this podcast is the Knitting Yarny podcast. You can find me on Instagram as Happy Little Yarn, all one word. You can find me on Ravelry as Punk and Curls. And our Ravelry group is Happy Little Yarn. And we have a knit-along going in there, knit-along, crochet-along going on. But first, my friend Laura crocheted me a unicorn because she knows I love unicorns. And now she says every cup can be a unicorn cup. Every mug can be a unicorn mug. I love it. Thank you, Laura. She also got me a Grumpy Bear enamel pen. It lives in my office next to my Buddy the Elf pen. It says, "Does somebody need a hug?" And there's Grumpy Bear going. If I can think about it, I'll put a picture right here. But let's talk about our blanket along. It is December 31st, 2020 is the deadline. You just enter the chatter thread. Basically, you can put your whips in the chatter thread, either crochet or knitting. And knitting or crocheting a blanket, just come join along. Put it in the chatter thread. Let's chat comment on each other's progress, and the more you chatter, the more progress you show, the more chances you have of winning a prize. And whenever you're finished, throw it in the FO thread and you have a chance of winning a prize there. Also on Instagram, if you want to follow our hashtag, it's hashtag blanketalong2020. And I'll put it here if I think about it. And makers, you know, I know I have some maker friends. If you feel the urge to send me a donation for the prize bin, that'd be great, because right now I have 0. I know I have some people that have said they would donate, but I mean, you've got till the end of the year, but I just want to know some solid donators, or else I'm going to have to go through my bin of unused things and see what I can come up with, which will be completely fine. I will come up with some awesome prizes if no one comes through, but I'm sure I'll have some friends come through, because I've already got a couple friends that have said they would. Anyways, let me take a sip of coffee and let's talk about some finished objects. Oh, and before I forget, if you like this, would you please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed already. I would highly appreciate that. I absolutely love knowing that all of you come and join me every 2 weeks and enjoy what you see. So, like and subscribe if you feel the urge to. I would very much appreciate it. But let's talk finished objects. I finished the hat that I started last year in the hospital during the summer when I was in the hospital having my surgery. It is inked wool. The neon yellow is inked wool. And it is Ogre Snot. I don't think she dyes it anymore, but it's a DK weight. And then the black is a lace weight by MadTosh. And its colorway is, I don't remember. Something Panther. I don't remember. But I just held them together and knit this hat. I'm not going to try it on because my hair is already pretty frizzy today. Don't want to mess it up even more. But I made this for a former co-worker who's going through chemotherapy. I finished it for her. I initially started it for myself, but she asked if I could knit her a few hats. So I finished this one, and I'm going to give it to her. Yeah. It's pretty. She said she liked bright colors, so this will be bright and happy for her. That's finished object number 1. And then I also finished another hat for her that I was knitting on last time. It's the... Neither one of these have a pattern. I just made them up. This is the Copper Corgi. I just finished using this yarn in a different project. I think I threw away the tag, but this is Copper Corgi colorway Emerald on her Worsted Jones Street. She doesn't have this base anymore, but look at that pulling going on. I think that's cool. I like that. But I'll put a pom-pom on it because I think it's going to be slightly too long for her. So I thought the pom-pom might give it a little weight and make it a little bit more slouchy. So, but it's got a double brim, and this is about 2 I think I knit 4 inches, and I just went along and picked up the cast on edge when I was knitting the next row, and that's how you get your double brim, or that's at least how I do it. I know some people do a cast on with a crochet hook, a provisional cast on, but I'm lazy and I pick it up as I go. And it looks good. I think so. But that is finish object number 2. And I think I even wrote out how I did it on the last episode, which was episode 20. Basically 4 inches of stockinette, then you fold it up, do the double brim, and then from here to here is about 7.5 inches, and can't remember how many I casted on, but I think you knit 8, knit 2 together around to start the decreases, but the decreases are just basic little knit 2 togethers, nothing fancy. But I love this hat, and I hope she likes it because I want to make myself one. I have another skein of this yarn in a different colorway. I'm going to make myself one. Maybe with a pom-pom that is bigger. Because I like a big pom-pom. And I made the pom-pom to where she can take it off easy. I'm thinking even about giving her a tapestry needle when I give it to her. But she can just untie it. It's on there good, but she can untie it, take it off if she don't want it. Put it on the other hat maybe, but I hope she likes them. But that are all my finished objects. And look at this shirt I'm wearing. This is a special shirt. This is my goal shirt for when I had my gastric bypass surgery last summer. I was in a 4X and I bought a XXL on Amazon, which they said ran small, so it's basically like an XL. But look, it fits. It fits now. See? It's kind of a crop top, but I got a shirt underneath it. But yep, I can wear it now. Not that I've lost any weight, but since the last time we spoke, I might have lost a pound or 2. I haven't really checked. Okay, let's go down the whip lane. I have a new whip that I've started. I don't think I did this last time. I think I started talking about it. It was inspired by Lisa of Knit All the Yarn podcast on YouTube. And she's 72 Stitches on Instagram. But she was making a cow out of all her scraps, her like worsted weight scraps. So I started one out of my worsted and DK because I don't have a lot of worsted and I don't have a lot of DK, but I have a lot of both if you put them together. But like this one is Whips on Sticks, and it's the Hexed colorway, but she doesn't dye anymore. But this is what I knit my mitts out of last time, my Totally Rad mitts by the cat lady, Andrea. And this is the leftover from this hat, the inked wool, Ogre Snot. That's the leftover from that. And this is worsted. This is DK. And if you notice, there's not much difference. I mean, the gauge is probably a little different, but it doesn't shrink in. So, this is a Lemonade Shop, Stormy Day, and that's a DK. I love how the rainbows just line up. And this is the leftover from this hat. That's Copper Corgi Emerald. And now I'm on a much older scrap. This is Peepaloo Fields, and I don't know the colorway. Let me look. I doubt she dyes it anymore because her colorways have tremendously changed since the last time I ordered from her. This is Plum Picker. Plum Picker. It's like golds, browns, tans, bluish purples. So that's what's going in there now. I think I'm going to double the length it is now so it'll wrap around twice. Because right now, let me see if I can get this back in the yarn. It's about like this. Now I really want it puffy for next winter when it's cold in the mornings and I walk into work. So I want it like double. So I'm going to make it twice as long. But all I'm going to do, I'm on size 8 needles. And I don't know how many I casted on. I'm going to have to figure that out. So when I pick up stitches down here, I'll know I pick it up the right amount. But I'd say it's around 100 stitches on 16-inch circulars on size 8 needles. I think they're size 8. Pretty sure they're size 8. Oh, the cord, they're Addies. The cord's been used so much the lettering has worn off. But next up I'm going to put in MadTosh calligraphy. And I think this one is a DK. I don't think this is worsted. I think this is a DK. It might be a worsted. I'm not sure. I can't tell. I'm going to say DK. And then this is, I think this is Knitted Wit. And it's something unicorn. I want to say it's Unicorn Nightmare. Or Goth Unicorn or something. I have 2 unicorn colorways and I can't remember which one this is. But I made a hat out of this for Rebecca, the Knitting Unicorns Unicorn Along a couple years ago. And I had that much left over. So these 2 will be next. It'll be like that. So it'll be getting lighter a little bit. It's funky, I know. It's colorful and it's funky. I like it. It's going to be very comfy and cozy. But that's my cowl. No pattern. If you really want to know, like I'm going to go around and pick up the stitches where I began, and I'm going to Kitchener stitch these 2 together on 2 separate circular needles. I'm going to Kitchener stitch them together. I guess that'll work. In my mind that works. I haven't thought it really through thoroughly, so I hope it works because this is a lot of work for it not to work. Alright. Cowl. Talked about that. Next, I've got my Buckbeak Pullover. And I've made some progress on it. I finished that color work portion that was kind of dragging me down. I like color work, but you have to concentrate on it and be at a place where you can actually do it. But this is what I have so far. I'm about 6.5 inches from the neckline, from the top of the neckline. I did a double, what is this called? Neckline? Like the hat where I knitted double the stitches and then I folded it over and picked up the cast on the next row. So it'd be this nice, stretchy, soft, cozy, thick neckline. You can see that. My floats aren't perfect. I learned how to do color work at a yarn store, and they told me to pick up every stitch like you pick up your floats. You don't let them float on. Like if you've more than 1 or 2 stitches, you pick them up. So I'm just used to doing it that way, and that's the way my floats look, which isn't too bad. It kind of looks like, kinda. Like, I went 2 stitches, and if I'm more than 2 stitches, I'd pick up my float. But this is a Buckbeak Pullover by Dana Williams Johnson. And she's the lady that, she has a podcast. I can't remember the name of her podcast. I'll put it here if I can find it. She's the one that knits matching sweaters for her little chihuahua. It's so cute. That's my progress. I'm using knit picks. This is, I guess I should hold it the right way. I think this is the front. This is, the blue is Delft Heather, and the gray is Dove Heather. And I'll put a picture up here of what it's supposed to look like finished. And it's going to be a lot of color work soon. So, I need to get used to sitting down and concentrating on color work. So that's my Buckbeak Pullover for my daughter. It's enjoyable. You just have to pay attention to where you're at, because you knit so far, then you do an increase row, and then you knit so much further and you do another increase row. It's not raglan. I don't know what this type of increasing is called, but yeah, that's my color work. I'm pretty proud with how my color work turned out. It looks good. Okay, got that much. I'm not alternating skeins either. I was going to look in this light and see if I can tell if there's a line, and I don't see it because I started right about here, the next skein. It looks pretty consistent. It's the same dye lot. Now when I get to a skein that isn't the same dye lot, I might start doing helical knitting, but I think it's pretty consistent. Has anybody ever had to alternate with knit picks before? Let me know if you've never knitted something that consists of more than one skein. You ever seen a color difference? So I thought commercial yarn like that was pretty consistent. You don't have to alternate. I was under that impression, but then I gave it a thought and I was like, ooh, maybe I should start alternating at this point. I don't know. Buckbeak Pullover from the Harry Potter Knitting Magic Book, which is, boom, that. And I'm going to knit more out of this book, but I want to finish at least the body of this before I start anything else. That's going to take a while. Okay, next up, I was working on this last time too. It's the, I don't know how to pronounce it, Tertiary Cow. Tertiary Cow, maybe. But I've gotten quite a bit done on it. I would have had it finished, but I got distracted by that cowl I was doing. But it's been wadded up in my bag, so that's pretty good right there. That shows good presentation of the pattern. And I looked for the antler buttons I got from Goblin King Designs, and I can't find them. Is that them? No. They're in a little box full of buttons, and I can't find my button box. I looked for it before I started because I'm like, I can't get up and walk around because I'm in pajama pants again. Corgi pajama pants. This is by Stephanie Lotven. And all I have to go, I think I got 2 more repeats of these little triangle things. I got 2 more repeats, probably, and then the main round end. And then it'll clasp together with the buttons. You put 2 buttons on it, and it'll be like that. But this is by Stephanie Lotven. The yarn is MadTosh Nassau Blue in the chunky. And I'm pretty sure chunky is bulky from what y'all have told me, so I guess the gauge is working out, because if you look at it this way, that's about where it's at, and that's where it needs to be, so I think it'll work out. But this might go into my cowl because, I mean, it's all heavier weights. If it's a little bit better than a worsted or DK, I'm not really bothered by it. I just want pretty yarns in my cowl. And this is a bright and pretty blue-ish green. Yeah. That's my final whip. I thought I'd knit on more, but I think I've only knit on those things. I finished those 2 hats, so that's 5 things I've been knitting on. And I don't have anything in bags really. I've actually been using a Ziploc bag to be holding some of my stuff because I'm too lazy to go find a bag that's small enough to hold some small projects. Because all my sock bags are being used. My Knit for Brain sock bags are being used up. Okay. So I gotta find my buttons for that Tertiary Cow. If somebody knows how to pronounce that, let me know. Acquisitions. Okay. I know I said I was going to stop buying yarn, and I did. All that, well, kinda. Let me explain it as I go. I have some acquisitions. First up, I ordered this about a month or 2 ago, and she had to dye it. And I just got it in the mail this week or last week. It's the Lemonade Shop in her Impeachment color. And I was drawn to it because it's peach, and I'm a Georgia peach. So if you are like somebody that I know and you've ever got anything peach from me, it's because I am an obsessive Georgia peach fan. I love a peach. And this is a beautiful peach colorway. With a rainbow, of course. I'm thinking about a sock head hat for this. What do you think? Too much of my color though. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be something else. It's Mighty Sock, 459 yards, 75/25 superwash merino nylon, and it's beautiful. Finger and weight. So that I didn't order. I think it was at like the end of January I ordered this. So this just came in. Okay, next up, something else I ordered around the same time. Stranded Dyeworks. And this is Not My Cat, hashtag Not My Cat. And this one, it does not look like her colorway. I mean, it kind of does right here, but it's got a lot more of this purple in it. But I've got the 80/20 Superwash BFL nylon, and it's 400 yards. And it's very, very pretty. I don't know what I'll probably make socks out of it since it's BFL. I need to finish this sock, the other one, which is living right here, and I work on it whenever I'm sitting at my desk watching YouTube podcasts. But I haven't been doing that lately because I've been watching Star Wars in the living room. That's Not My Cat. And I look for cat hair on it because it looks like Not My Cat Jinx lays on the yarn. But I didn't see any cat hair. And I'm allergic to cats, so looks good to me. No cat hair. Okay. Okay, and then I had to return something to Amazon, and I used a gift card to get what I returned initially. And I didn't have the gift card anymore, so I just told them to apply the balance to my Amazon account. So I ordered some stuff, and I included Hedgehog fibers. And this is the colorway Pollen, which I love this colorway. I've always admired it, and I've never gotten it. It's 90% merino wool, 10% nylon, machine washable, made in Ireland. And it's a real pretty mustardy yellow pollen color. I know about pollen here in South Georgia. Pollen's actually a little bit brighter yellow than this. This is more gold. I don't know if they have pollen like we have here in Georgia, over in Ireland, but that's not pollen. But it's beautiful. This is more like honey. Honey, that would have been a good colorway name for it. Okay. This was free, basically, because it was a gift card. Then I got my Row 1 yarn, Carnival Color Club, and I canceled this because I've got enough minis for now, and I'm trying to save my money so I don't spend it all on yarn. But that, and I need some new tires on my car because it's been raining. It rained for like 3 days last week, and I hydroplaned the entire way to work, it seems. I think I need new tires. But there is a colorway in here, this blue right here, and it's called Dumbledores Army. I'm so excited to use it just because it's named that. These are from Explore Knits and Fibers. I've never heard of that company, but Dumbledores Army. Yep. They're pretty yarns. They look like 80/20. I think they were 80/20. And it came with a little stitch marker and a piece of candy. And a little letter describing like the history of the company and all that. But this one's real pretty too. It's called Foliage. I don't know if you can see that. I ain't taking them out of the thing because I don't want them to go everywhere. My basket's back there. I didn't even look at my background. Is everything clean? Yeah, it's pretty good. Good enough. You know I'm not going to clean my yarn room up. Okay. Next, I went to Fuzzy Goat in Thomasville, Georgia. Last weekend with my daughter. We had a yarn and cheese and bagel day. We just walked around downtown Thomasville a little bit. First we ate cheese at Sweetgrass Dairy. We had a cheese board and some water, basically. And then we went to we went to a kitchen store, and then we went to a pet store, and then we went to Fuzzy Goat, which is a yarn store. It's about an hour away from my house. And I got 2 skeins of yarn. Both of them are Knitwise. They were having a trunk show there. And this is the brightest pink. I love it. And it's called Kitty on Sweet DK. And it's 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon, 245 yards. So pretty. I had to have it. I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe a cowl or something, like a lacy cowl. Yeah. I don't think it'd be a good hat, but yeah. And then I got this for a reason, because I needed a dark brown, but they didn't have DK in a dark brown. So I got fingering, and I'm going to split it in half and hold it double. And I'll get to what I'm going to knit with it in dream knitting. But this is Smoky Eye on Sweet Sock Base, 25 superwash merino, 25 nylon, 463 yards. And I just realized this has got nylon in it. I can make DK socks out of this. I'm going to make DK socks out of this. Yes. Bright pink socks. Okay, but this is 463 yards, Knitwise. They were having a trunk show at Fuzzy Goat. That's all the yarn I really went out and just splurged on. But I got a bag too at Fuzzy Goat. It was so beautiful. It had to come home with me. It's wax canvas, woodsy and wild bag. And it's so cool. I got stuff in it right now, but I got some needles. It's got 2 side pockets. See? Right there, and it snaps in the middle. Like, that's the middle, and it's got some snaps right here. And it's got, so it closes up in the middle, and then you have the 2 pockets. Woodsy and Wild. It wasn't cheap, but you know, they gotta make profit, and the maker has to make a profit, so I just love it. And it's a really great bag, and I had to have it. And I am using this bag to carry my projects to work, so when it's not in a Ziploc bag. But camera's about to stop. Okay. Up next, I think that's all the acquisitions I got. I got 5 skeins of yarn, which is, look how pretty they are all together. That's pretty. And the bag. And the minis. Okay, dream knitting. There's only one thing I've seen in the past 2 weeks that I really need to cast on. I'm going to show you 2 pictures right here. This is the Wholesome Harvest shawl by Jenny Clark. And it's not, it looks like a triangle shawl, but it's actually like a triangle and another triangle. So it's like boop, then boop, boop, boop. I don't know how to explain it, but I got it right here in front of me. And I'm going to show you the picture where it looks like a triangle and it's got little tassels hanging off of it. But then there's another picture I'm going to show you, and it almost looks like a poncho, just the front of a poncho. And that's, I don't know, it's beautiful. I want to cast it on. And that's why I got this, is because it's going to go with this. And it's about a 4 or 5 color shawl. But I'm going to use some of my DKs back here because it's a DK weight shawl. I'm going to use the gray, the red, the cream, and the green. I'm just going to take 1 skein of each because I got plenty. And I'm going to put it with this. And I'm going to make this beautiful stripy shawl. But it is, let me see. It says I used 900 to 950 yards worth of DK weight yarn on size 8, US size 8 needles. And I have the pattern because she was offering it for free whenever it first came out. And somebody just turned up their bass speaker in my neighborhood. Thank you for that. And they're not going to turn it down. So you get to hear that. But that's all for dream knitting. I need to wrap this up because my husband is going to be on a conference call in 4 minutes. So let's just talk a little bit. My yak section. I don't think I've lost any weight. I've been getting compliments about my weight loss, but I don't think I've lost any weight. I might have lost a pound or 2, but I haven't been weighing because it just frustrates me. But my shirt fits. My little, what are these, Boston Terriers? I think so. I think they're the cutest little pups. But, yay. And I've been watching Star Wars. I finished Harry Potter. Finished watching all those. And man, that last Deathly Hallow is just like, it's rough. It gets to me. So I've been watching Star Wars. We watched episode 5 last night. We're going to watch 6 tonight, Return of the Jedi. And we're watching them in order. We went the first 3, then Solo, then Rogue One, then episode 4, and then we're going to go all the way to the end. It's good knitting content, let me tell you. It's good knitting movies to watch. And if you can hear that bass speaker, I'm really sorry, but we have some rowdy teenagers in the neighborhood that just don't have manners. Or don't realize everybody in the neighborhood can hear their stereo. But lastly, for my yak section, can you tell I got my hair cut? You probably can't because it is frizzy and stretched out. I can't wash it yet because it's so dry. If I washed it, it would just fall out and be impossible. I don't know. But I got about that much cut off. So it's not too much. It's okay. But have you ever if you have curly hair, like Naomi of the Yarn Curator, you have curly hair. Do you notice that when people with straight hair try to fix your curly hair, it just doesn't work? I almost feel like telling my lady every time, just leave it wet. I'll fix it when I get home. But she fixes it and dries it and it looks like this, and I'm going to wash it tonight, but I should have washed it before I did this, but is so dry right now. It has no natural oil in it yet, and I just need to get natural oil in it before I damage it again with more shampoo. I need a shampoo. Naomi, you told me a shampoo. I need to see if that would help my hair. I need to see if I can find it. But that's all for today. Like and subscribe, please. I thank you for coming back and visiting me another time. And if you're new, hello, welcome. Sorry I'm so late saying that. But y'all have a great week, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye!